Get ready to get uncorked. It's a new kind of show. Starring me, Cindy Ashton. With special guest, Dagmar Shamrock. Live from the streets of New York City. This is Cindy Uncorked. All right, my American friends, I hope you had a great turkey day or tofurkey day if you are vegan. So let's talk about mother's guilt. It is something that every single woman I have ever met really struggles with. We've got Dagmar Shamrock on the show. She's going to enlighten us about this and how to get ourselves out of the guilt and really being the best moms we can possibly be. And later in the show, women, we need to stop complaining that men don't hear us and that they don't take us seriously. So I'm going to show you what you need to do to really be able to present yourself in a way that you are heard and respected by men. How about that? But first, we have our adventure. So let's get to it and get uncorked. All right, everybody, here I am. We are at Sky Zone, and we're gonna bounce away. And we're in New Rochelle, New York, and this is a fabulous manager of this place. Hi, Eric.
How we doing?
Hey, are you ready to bounce?
I'm ready.
Okay, so we have many attractions here. So what's this first place that we're at?
First one we have Sky Slam. We have
Sky Slam. Ha! This dancer is gonna try to do a slam. Okay, so how do we play this?
There's 3 different size hoops. One for the kids, one for the adults, and one medium one.
Okay.
You got a long trampoline here, all for yourself. You can jump as high as you can, do some really cool dunks.
All right, so we're gonna try this?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right.
Call that ballin', doing this is my calling. Flow is so appalling. My phone off and she calling. I'm like, yeah, what it do? Penthouse, man, what a view. Fall back cause I'm coming through with my whole team. They coming too, that's real. Too real. How you feel? I'm too good for my own good. I won't leak the album, I let it spill. #1, bitch, I bet it will. Do the number.
Next up, we've got the pit. I get knocked down, but people, I get up again. Yes, I do. I've always wanted to be a circus performer. So let's see how good I am on the tightrope. Let's see how all my dance training fares me. So I gotta drop my tailbone, pull up my abs. Oh, okay, I can't even get on one leg here. Focus, focus, not so easy. I'm so talented and brilliant, but I could just do the tightrope and move around all like this. Or you could say that I'm BSing because, come forward, darling. Come forward. Here's my aid.
Okay, let go of her.
Oh, no way in hell I'm gonna fall on you. Holy cow, this is really hard. Next up, we have the ultimate dodgeball, and Eric is going to tell us how the heck do we play this. I haven't played this since I was like 8.
Right? It's just like elementary school days. So it's 5-on-5 dodgeball, but on a trampoline. We got the orange pad in the middle, divided into 2 courts. Throw the balls at your opponents. If you hit them, they're out. If you catch your opponent's throw, they're out, and you get to bring one of your teammates back on. Last team standing wins the game.
All right, let's see who's going to win. Game on, ready?
Let's do it.
All right, I have not played since I was 10 years old, but I think I've got this. I've got this under control. Ah! Or not. Hello! Or should I say goodbye? Because this segment is over. All right, everybody. Next up, Life in the Streets. This segment of Life in the Streets has been brought to you by The Diet Rebellion by Dr. Carrie Fullerton. Live life, love food, be free. As a mother, do you ever find that you second guess yourself? Tell us a little bit more.
All the time. That's just par for the course.
Is there any specific scenarios that you tend to second guess yourself?
Well, actually, just today, my son hurt himself, and it's always like, can we keep going? Can we play, or do we need to stop and go to the doctor?
More about that.
Oh, never. No. You second guess yourself about everything.
Never.
Really? You always felt very confident in your choices?
With my children?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like, you never know what scenario is serious enough. I find that line is really hard to call.
Yes. Every time I leave her, I feel guilty.
Especially when you feel so responsible for another human being growing up.
So you second guess yourself on, do you ever second guess yourself?
Not so much on decisions, but I love spending time by myself.
There's a certain guideline that I live by, and I take my children to live by the same guidelines, and I make sure that they adhere to them.
And I also love spending time with her. So there's always the push-pull. Right. Is that okay? You want to talk to me?
Do you want to talk to the egg?
Talk to the egg. What would you like to say? Oh, is the egg going to talk to you?
All right. Hot topic of the week. And ever ask yourself, if you're a mother, did I do the right thing? All right, today we are going to be dealing with mother's guilt, what it's all about, why it happens, and how to overcome it. And we've got the perfect guest. Her name is Dagmar Sean Rock, and she is fantastic. She's a vegan distance healer. Let's welcome her. Hello, Dagmar. So great to have you here.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be
Yeah,
here.
so we're live here from Seasons in Oakville, which is close to my hometown near Toronto. And first question, tell us about mother's guilt. What is that all about?
Well, mother's guilt begins even before the babies are born. We're faced with all these decisions. What are we going to name our children? Even finding out if it's a girl or a boy, deciding on the name, deciding if you're going to raise it religiously, depending on different religions, and then diet, all different kinds of things come into it. And before you know it, you're second guessing yourself.
Yeah.
And then you're stressed out and you're feeling guilty. Did I do the right thing?
Yeah. So what do you think is the solution to this?
Well, the solution is really becoming in tune with who you are. And we've all heard that expression that we are human beings having a spiritual experience, but we're actually spiritual beings having a human experience.
Right.
So when we reconnect to that and really realign ourselves with who we are as spiritual beings, all of those decisions become so much easier, and that guilt tends to fall away.
That's really interesting. So it's not that people have to sit there and journal endlessly or have some kind of a plan and action list or anything like that. That's more of a doing thing, but it's more about breathing in, and it's more about getting in touch with yourself and your intuitive sense.
That's right.
So what do you think is the biggest thing that mothers are doing?
Well, the mothers tend to second guess themselves. They wonder, am I doing the right thing? Am I raising my child properly? Should I immunize my child or not? Should I feed them certain foods or not? Should I send them to a certain preschool or not? There's all these questions. Often what happens is they get this feeling in their gut that something's not right. So they'll have that physical reaction. But that physical reaction is often linked further back to the emotional levels and the mental levels. So there could be something going on in their thought process long before, and then when it manifests physically, that's when they first react and go, oh, I'm not feeling right about this. I think I've done something wrong.
All right, so now we understand why mothers second guess themselves. Let's go a little bit deeper, and what are some of the solutions around this?
I find the solution is to become in tune with who you really are and connecting to the fact that you are a spiritual being. So by doing that in my practice with my clients, I see huge shifts happening for them where they realize that they've been carrying these burdens for years, often blaming themselves, feeling guilty, and causing a lot of stress and a lot of disharmony. And in working with me, we help to release some of that stress. We help them to find the peace and the happiness in their life that they're yearning for. And I like to call it being self-first rather than selfish.
Oh, interesting.
Yes. Because a lot of moms have this thing, well, I can't take this time for me, I can't take the time for the massage or go for some therapy because my kids need me, my kids come first. Yet the kids will often be the triggers that will make the moms look at themselves and say, oh my gosh, my own life is spinning out of control. So by taking that time to really reconnect to who you are and find that inner peace, you're going to be a much better person, you're going to be a much better mom, and you can be there more fully for your children.
So I have another question for you then. So you talked about spinning out of control. So what does that look like in real world? So a mom can go, because there's probably some moms watching going, you know, I think I do second guess myself, but I think I've got it under control, but they really don't and they're not aware of it. So what does the spinning look like?
Well, as I mentioned, the spinning, often people will realize when they get that terrible feeling in their stomach, where they kind of go, oh, what did I just do? Did I actually say that? Did I actually do that? What do my children think of me? What do their teachers think of me? And there's all of that inner turmoil going on. But long before you feel that in your stomach, there's things going on emotionally and mentally. So that's where I like to tap into to help people to see who they really are and what's going on in their life. When they have those insights, it makes it so much easier to stop that spinning,
right?
To really slow down, breathe, do some meditation, go to bed a bit earlier, make sure you drink enough water. What I like to call the 7 simple steps to health and happiness. They're really simple steps, and when mothers start to do this, and not just mothers, you know, everybody can do this, it just brings you back to that place of calm and peace, and you're a much better person dealing with your kids and dealing with those issues.
And so what it sounds to me like, spinning also, when you're always spinning, you'll notice it because your body is reacting, whether it's you're having stomach aches, you're having headaches, or you're tired all the time, or you're edgy and snapping at your kids all the time. So it really manifests on the physical level. And we may just think we're stressed, which we are, but we may not realize that it links back to the spinning we're having about the second guessing ourselves at all times.
Right, right. And I find that people who come to see me, they have everything from mild symptoms where it's just an uncomfortable feeling in their stomach, to heart palpitations, to full-out panic attacks and anxiety attacks. So I see the full spectrum. And in each and every case, we're able to bring people back to that place of peace and calm by reconnecting with that soul purpose and that spiritual side.
So Dagmar, I know you have a really interesting solution that you're going to break it down for everybody. But first, everybody, we've got commercial break. We are going to go to our commercials, and after that, we go live from the streets where our people get uncorked and tell us what they think the solution is to mother's guilt. We'll see you after the commercial.
Are you truly living in the now, or are you just okay, caught on an endless hamster wheel of work, struggling to be the mom you desire to be, and feeling your relationships straining under the pressure? Hi, I am Yai, and my course, Prosperity Now, will show you how to stop tolerating just okay and tap into the joy of abundance. When you powerfully live in the now, you will have a career that lights you up, raise happy and fulfilled children, and cultivate a deep, loving relationship with your partner. Go to prosperitynowcourse.com for more information on how to create your prosperous life by harnessing the power of now.
Want more Cindy? Join her and professional speaker Jason Reed on the Speaking for Profit podcast, as they talk about how you can influence your audience, whether it's one person or 1,000. How uncorked do they get? You're going to have to tune in to find out.
And so what do you think is the solution to mother's guilt? Because I think almost every mother experiences mother's guilt.
Trust in the self. Do whatever there is to do to be able to be grounded in who you are.
I don't know, just constantly trying to keep the big picture in mind helps, so you don't get lost in one particular scenario why you're feeling guilty. Big picture is still good, you're good. You just go with that.
Solution to mother's guilt, I would say you need to take a step back and look at things instead of on an emotional level. You know, take a deep breath.
To know that you were not chosen accidentally, that we actually have a fail-safe system implanted by God, and if we listen to our inner self and we really focus on the well-being of the child above all else, you cannot go wrong.
Take some time and think about if this was happening to somebody else, what you would think, what kind of advice you would, or what action you would take in that case.
No matter what anybody tells you, you know, and you know that you know, and then you hear the voices of others, and as soon as you start to waver, that's when you take away your own power. But if you stay focused on your kids and their well-being, you're unshakable.
So as usual, our Live from the Street peeps have some very cool ideas, but now let's hear the expert. Dagmar, tell me, what is your big solution to help women get through mother's guilt and stop second guessing themselves?
Well, I have a 7-step program that I take my clients through, and it helps them to awaken to who they really are and put them in alignment with their life purpose. So often we think our life purpose is our career, but our life purpose might just be being a really good daughter, or being a really good neighbor, or being a really good friend. And we put so much pressure on ourselves, and again, this second guessing, am I doing the right career, am I doing the right thing? Taking that pressure away and just being in alignment with your true essence lets all of that dissipate, and you can live your life joyfully.
Well, I think that's really interesting because we do grow up in predetermined boxes. It's like, well, I'm going to grow up, I'm going to go to college or university, I'm going to get a 9-to-5 job, I'm going to meet a wonderful man or wife, or I'm going to get married and we're going to have children. And I think that what happens is that the misalignment happens because we're listening to other voices or what we think society needs from us. And certain things I find have more value than others in society's eyes, like being a good daughter doesn't seem to have value as, well, I got a job at da-da-da-da and I make $50 million. There seems to be real value on certain things and not enough value on other things, and it takes us out of alignment because we're getting pulled from those other things.
Mm-hmm. That's absolutely true. And time and again, when I see people go through this process and they come to terms with why they're really here on this planet at this time, they realize it's so much simpler. We overcomplicate our lives. We have all these stresses that don't need to be there. If we just take it back to the grassroots and lead simple lives, lead clean lives by the way we eat, by the way we speak, by the way we think, by the way we act, it's really so simple, and people can be so happy.
That's amazing.
Yes.
So one little thing that we can get the viewers to do right now to start to get them into alignment.
Mm-hmm. Well, they can actually go to my website. I have a free download there of a meditation, and it helps people to reduce stress within 5 minutes.
Mama, hers will be better, I promise. Mine will be a comedy routine. Dagmar, you've been fantastic. Thank you so much for being here on the show. Hey, it is time for Twitter Uncorked. The question for this week is, when I'm with a group of men, I feel like I'm not being taken seriously. What do I do? At Julie Connects says, to be taken seriously, lighten up. Serious is not meant to be so heavy. At Mary Simaluka 1 says, outsmart them. At Judy A. Murphy says, don't care about what they think about you. So freeing. At Yoga Rani 108 says, if it is a social situation, it may be the topic that is just not of interest. Change the topic of conversation. Do you want to get uncorked? Watch for next week's question on my Twitter feed at Cindy Ashton. Next up, we have a commercial break. But stay tuned, because after the break, I'm going to share how you could be in your power when speaking with a group of men.
My name is Maxine Warsh, and I'd like to introduce you to the washcloth. Simple to use, water only. With a warm cloth, you're going to remove all of your makeup. My face is clean and smooth and exfoliated, water only. The washcloth. Some people call it a miracle, I call it practical.
I know you. Like me, you're a socially conscious entrepreneur, already creating a legacy in your business, living what you believe in, and nothing will stop you. Except having a web presence that's just okay. The world needs to see your work, your passion, your gift. Let's show it to them. I'm Michelle Empson, and together we will build a digital platform that will be the foundation for your business growth. I did this for cindyuncork.com and I want to do it for you. So visit me today at sanctuary-studios.net and let's get started.
This segment of Influence Uncorked was brought to you by Your Persuasive Voice with me, Cindy Ashton. Presentation and communication skills training to boost your influence. So I hear from women all the time, I don't know, I'm in a room with men and they're not taking me seriously. I'm in a meeting or I'm at a holiday gathering. What's going on? How do I get men to take me seriously? So a lot of the exercises we've already done in the last few weeks around breathing and grounding and good posture, that'll help you to present better. But here's something that a lot of people don't realize, and here it is. The pitch of your voice will have an effect on men and their ability to listen to you. And you're going, what? So I want you to imagine a dog. You know how sometimes you hear your dog and you're like, and the dog's going, ow, woo, and it's doing these really high barks and you're like, Snoopy, Jasper, what's wrong? What are you barking at? And we can't hear stuff, but they're hearing these super high tones. So dogs can hear super high tones. Men, my darling women watching, are the opposite of dogs. They actually can't hear high tones. So when women, you start to talk like this in your high voice, it just sounds like white noise to men and they don't really take you seriously. And like, oh, I can't really hear her. I'm straining to hear her. And they don't take you seriously. So in addition to your grounding and your breathing and your confidence postures, I want you to drop into your baritones. Now, I don't want you to be speaking this low because it's unnatural, but just start to, put a tape recorder on, speak, and notice if you're high, and simply drop your tone. So you're in a group of men, you're going to drop your tone, you're going to slow your speech, you're going to have good posture, you're going to look at them, you're going to direct questions at them, you're going to express your opinion at them, and it's all going to be very grounded and in a nice, low voice. I want you to know that I am wishing you all the love and joy and peace and prosperity this holiday season. I want to wish you the very best this holiday season. So I'm not going to see you for another month until the new year, but in the meantime, I do have one more web exclusive. And it is my dear friend Barb from Barrie, Ontario, Canada. And she has asked me to sing Santa Baby and get really sassy. So be sure to check out our web exclusive. Have a very, very happy holiday no matter what you are celebrating. I cannot wait to see you in the new year. Get uncorked. Be blessed. I love you.